Fyodor Mikhailovich Dostoyevsky 11 November 1821 – 9 February 1881, sometimes transliterated Dostoyevsky, was a Russian novelist, short story writer, essayist, journalist, and philosopher. Dostoyevsky's literary works explore human psychology in the troubled political, social, and spiritual atmospheres of 19th-century Russia and engage with a variety of realistic philosophical and religious themes. He began writing in his 20s, and his first novel, Poor Folk, was published in 1846 when he was 25. His most acclaimed works include Crime and Punishment, The Idiot Demons, and The Brothers Karamazov. Dostoyevsky's oeuvre consists of 11 novels, 3 novellas, 17 short stories and numerous other works. Many literary critics rate him as one of the greatest psychologists in world literature. Underground is considered to be one of the first works of existentialist literature. Born in Moscow in 1821, Dostoyevsky was introduced to literature at an early age through fairy tales and legends, and through books by Russian and foreign authors. His mother died in 1837 when he was 15, and around the same time, he left school to enter the Nikolaev Military Engineering Institute. After graduating, he worked as an engineer. In the mid-1840s he wrote his first novel, Poor Folk, which gained him entry into St. Petersburg's literary circles. Arrested in 1849 for belonging to a literary group that discussed banned books critical of Tsarist Russia, he was sentenced to death, but the sentence was commuted at the last moment. He spent 4 years in a Siberian prison camp, followed by 6 years of compulsory military service in exile. In the following years, Dostoyevsky worked as a journalist, publishing and editing. Several magazines of his own, and later a writer's diary, a collection of his writings. He began to travel around Western Europe and developed a gambling addiction, which led to financial hardship. For a time, he had to beg for money, but he eventually became one of the most widely read and highly regarded Russian writers. His books have been translated into more than 170 languages. Dostoyevsky was influenced by a wide variety of philosophers and authors: Shakespeare, Dickens, Balzac, Lermontov, Hugo, Poe, Plato, Cervantes, Herzen, Kant, Belinsky, Hegel, Schiller, Solovyov, Bakunin, Sand, Hoffman, and Mickiewicz. His writings were widely read both within and beyond his native Russia, and influenced an equally great number of later writers including Russians like Alexander Solzhenitsyn and Anton Chekhov, as well as philosophers such as Friedrich Nietzsche and Jean